Mhm. Hey, friends. Let me see. How's it going? Come off mute, girls. Let me chat with you.
Hey, Becky and someone else, Jess, are on their way. They're both going to be a few minutes late.
Okay, awesome. Oh, I'm so glad. This is great. We have a nice little group today. Oh, Steph. I'm so excited. Anita, I've never met you, but I feel like I know you. Thank you for being so
Hi.
groups. You're a rock star. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Steph, come on mute, my friend. I want to say hi.
Hey,
How's it going?
it's good. How are you?
Good. Another one that I feel like I know personally, but like sometimes I forget that we've never actually met before.
I know, right?
Kind of amazing and powerful and all of that good stuff. All right, let's give it just a sec and see if anyone else pops on. But you know what, you guys, I just want to keep this like super casual. Like I host these webinars at least once a month, and every month I do them a little bit different. Some months I'm very structured and I have a PowerPoint and I go through so many things, but I feel like at the end of it, everyone kind of looks at me stunned and they just, it's like information overload. So what I want to do tonight is like just have such a candid conversation, right? Like the beauty of this particular group is you guys are already part of kind of the Beachbody community, which is great. I mean, like that takes care of a huge part of explaining what it is we do because you see it sort of from the inside. But really, I sort of wanted the next 25 minutes, half hour to kind of be about, you know, like you guys asking questions and you know, let's just have a real candid conversation about what it is that we actually do and how that may fit into your lives, and no questions off limits. So if you guys want to kind of just ponder that for a sec, and I will see if anyone else is in the waiting room. But why don't we kind of like super quickly go through and touch base, because I think a lot of us are quite local. Steph, how far do you live? Where do you live?
I live in Oshawa.
Oshawa, okay.
Mhm.
And myself and Jen are from Hamilton. Anita, where are you from?
I'm from Dundas.
Okay, nice and close. Good. And how about Michelle? Whereabouts are you?
Hamilton.
Nice. Oh, good. Perfect. And how do
Nice
you
cup,
guys
Anita.
know each other?
So I know Jennifer through a mutual friend and also because of work.
Awesome. Oh, good. Good. So Steph and I go way back. We have been kind of Beachbody buddies for many years now. We were sort of part of the same team for a long time. And, you know, I started my business and things sort of shifted for me, but we've so luckily been able to kind of reunite. And that's the best, kind of the best part of all of this is the connections that you make through something that's so powerful and so vulnerable and so real and raw. And, you know, we're all living the same thing, which is the beauty of this, is that we can all kind of really relate to each other. So Jen, is there anything that you want to add? Any questions that anyone's asked you before we get started? Because I really want to make sure that we go through, you know, what these people want to chat about.
No, I haven't been asked anything specific.
Okay.
But I know like a couple people have said like, oh, I don't know what to do. And like, don't worry about it, because that's like Steph and I will tell you like exactly what to do. And some of you are already doing it. Like you're literally, the only thing you're not doing is inviting people to join.
And getting paid.
So you're doing everything else, but you're not inviting them to get joined and you're not being paid to do the work. So
So today, Jen and I sent around just a couple hours ago a really short video that kind of explained an overview of what Team Beachbody is and kind of from the coaching perspective. Totally okay if you didn't, but did you guys get a chance to watch that by chance today? Just so I know if I have to cover those details. Okay, Michelle's no, that's okay. Anita, did you get a chance to watch that
Yep.
video? Okay.
Yeah.
So basically what the video was, Michelle, and I'm always long-winded. Jen knows that about me, so I'll try and keep it super short. But basically that video explained like, what is it that a coach does? And Beachbody does a great job of sort of structuring things so that we're given kind of a compass. We're given not rules, but we're given sort of a path to go down so that we can then in turn inspire other people. And so it comes down to what we call the 4 vital behaviors. So every Beachbody coach does these 4 things, and they're quite simple. The first thing is that we are proof that the products work, right? We use the workouts and we share kind of our experience with it, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, we just kind of we do it for us first, which is, I think, the most important thing that you take away is that even if you decide at some point to turn this into a business, it never becomes anything bigger than really you have to start with yourself. And so the first vital behavior is to be proof that the products can work. Products being workouts, the nutrition, the supplements, the community, being proof that those things work, which, as we all know in this group, they do. The second vital behavior is what we call connecting, and Jen already touched upon this. So connecting is, let me tell you what connecting is not. Let me go there. Connecting is not cold inviting. I would be so disappointed if anybody on our team ever sent out a random cold message. Like, that would just make my skin crawl. We don't do that. So connecting is also not sales. It's not salesy. I mean, we're not salespeople as coaches. We're really kind of just like cheerleaders and people who cheer other people on. So connecting more so means documenting what you're doing on your social media, however that looks for you, whether you're someone who uses social media or maybe you run a business off of social media. Lots of coaches do that too. And then connecting with the people who are interested in what you're doing. Meaning, if people are showing love on what I'm posting, if people are, engaging with me and asking me questions, then just very organically, that's going to turn into an invite. So an invite for them to do it with us, because the only difference between coaches and people, amazing people like yourselves who are already documenting what you're doing, is that we take that documentation and we turn it into a invite, meaning we ask the people if they want to do it with us. And again, I want to go back to, this is never a cold invite. This is never reaching out to someone who has never expressed interest. Like, we only invite people who have come to us. And I like to talk about it as sort of a storefront. My social media is like my storefront. If someone's going to come into my store, how rude is it for me to not be like, hey, thanks for coming by, or how's it going? How are you today? Right? That's the way we treat the invite and the connecting process. So the second vital behavior, first is being proof the product works. The second is connecting with people. The third, of course, is the key, which is the challenge groups. These are the groups that you guys are in every day. You know the power of them. Every single month, we run these challenge groups or boot camps or whatever it is we decide to market them as. Their communities, right? We run virtual communities where we're not the experts. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a personal trainer, right? But I am someone who's on the same journey as you, and I can cheer you on from afar. So we run these communities with so much guidance from Beachbody. Like, they really give us a ton of tools to be able to run good, engaging groups. So the third vital behavior is to run communities and help your people get results, right? We don't have to be perfect. And that's maybe one of the most common limiting beliefs as to why people don't start a coaching business. We don't have to be perfect. We just have to be in the trenches with our people, right? We have to be willing to show up and do the work the way that we ask them to. And then we create a safe place for people to grow and learn and lean on each other And that's the third vital behavior, is to get people results in these groups. And then the fourth vital behavior, which is by far my favorite one, and the one that I feel like gets swept under the rug the most often, and that is personal development. So as a Beachbody coach, you are highly, highly, highly recommended to do daily personal development, to always be improving yourself from the inside out. So whatever it is that I feel like personally I need to grow on, I'm going to be feeding myself with that type of information every day. I'm going to be reading books. I'm going to be listening to podcasts. I'm going to be making it work in my busy life, because I'm a mom of 3 and it's a gong show. But every day I'm going to feed my mind. Look, Jen's doing it as we speak. Every day I'm going to feed my mind, because number one, it makes me better. And remember, this is about us first. But then number two, it gives me things that I can share with my people. So many times I find these amazing nuggets of wisdom in the books that I read, and I share it with our community, or I share it on my social media, and I'm adding value to other people by feeding my mind first. So the fourth vital behavior is to do personal development. So that's what a coach does, right? It's not frilly, it's not fluffy, it's not, there's no quotas, you work on being your best you cheer people on, and that's really how it works. That's what your day-to-day looks like. So having reviewed that, can we sort of have a very candid discussion about like maybe what some of your questions are about it? Like, what is something that you've wondered that maybe goes on behind the scenes, or is there anything that you want us to touch upon specifically? And just unmute, super cash. What's maybe holding you back, or like, have you been thinking about this for a while? Is this something that's so completely brand new that you don't really know what to ask yet?
I'm just wondering what kind of time commitments involved.
Yeah, that's a super common one. And I wish there was a straightforward answer. If I can sum it up, it's as much or as little as you want. We have coaches on our team who work an hour a day on their business, and they have fantastic results. They have great teams. But what I do in an hour might be different than what someone else does in an hour, right? So it comes down to how efficient are you with your time? And that's sort of what Jen was talking about at the beginning, kind of like, what do I do? Where do I start? Beachbody actually gives us a list of things that if you're going to do nothing else for your business, if you can hit these points throughout your day, and I can show you what it is, I've got the list in front of me. If you can do these things, your business will grow and you will earn income. So they do a very good job of giving us kind of what I call the blueprint of how to build a business. How strictly you stick to those things will determine how much time you spend on it. There are people who say they're building their business, and what are they doing? They're doing this all day, and they're watching, and they're wasting time, right? Our team is all very busy moms, most of us, not all of us, but most of us. And I know for one, I don't have extra time to just be doing all the frilly fun stuff. I'm very much focused on what we call the IPAs, or the income producing activities. You do the things on the tracker, which let me pull it out and show you while we're on the topic. You do the things on the tracker, you can get in and out in an hour if you really focus, right? And we never ask people to do every single thing. I mean, we kind of say if you can hit 85% of the things on this list, then you're doing pretty good. So does that, and then so maybe I'll answer a little bit more deeply about personally. So I'm at home full time with my kids now, which means I can spend more time on it. When I worked, I was working about an hour on my business. Now I'm maybe working 4 or 5. And so therefore our team is having quite a bit of growth right now because I'm able to give it that time. It's the season that I'm in. But you can build a really big business in an hour a day. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me share my screen for one quick sec because I really want to show you this tracker. I did a presentation a couple months ago where I had all the slides and the this and the that. But really what I want to show you is just, oh my, here we go. Where are we? Oh, Becky's here. Perfect. Okay, so I don't want to go through all of this with you guys, but I do want to show you maybe just the slide where it talks about, well, we can come back to that maybe, the 4 vital behaviors. Okay, this blueprint here. Can someone just unmute and let me know if you can see this? I hope you can.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So this is the tracker. This is what they give us, and this is like our blueprint for what to do every day. Again, you don't have to hit every single one of these every day, but if you're going to build a business, we're going to ask you to put your head down, put your blinders on, and focus on these things first. So initiating connection and adding followers. This is probably my favorite part of the job because it has nothing to do with sales. It has nothing to do with recruiting. It is just like interacting with people on a human level. I spend 20 minutes a day just shooting the crap with people and building connections and making friends. And the second part is to do a social media post. This is, we teach you exactly how to kind of structure your week and what to post and when to post, whatever. We have tons of trainings on that, but basically you want to show up on your social media daily so that people know that you're doing something that they can do with you. And then, I mean, I won't go through every single one of these, but this is the list that you'll get where, where's my cursor now? Oh my gosh, my computer's slow on screen share. Sorry, guys. Okay. Hello. There we go. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And there's paper copies that you can use, and there are digital copies if you're not a pen and paper person. But that's how we stay focused, and we do the things that move our business forward rather than busy work or that type of stuff. Any other questions off the bat? I want to sort of address one common question that I get behind the scenes, and it's like people see what I do or what Jen does on our social media, and they say, well, I don't have the time to do what you do. Like, you're always posting stuff and this, that, and the other. And I want to be very transparent that, like, the way I run my business does not have to be the way you run your potential business, right? Like, there are people who want to take this and build a significant full-time income. I mean, I'm at the point in my business where I'm trying to replace my full-time job with this. And I'm very close to it, which is exciting, but that doesn't have to be your goal, right? Maybe your goal is just to help a couple friends out and get your shakes paid for the month, or, you know, like get your products paid for. So whatever your goal is, that's our goal as your mentors, right? If you're someone who wants to take this and run with it and totally go all in, we will match your pace, right? We can do that together. If you're someone who wants to just kind of get your toes wet, then we can do that. We'll start super slowly. So you very much set the pace. There are no expectations, and Jen, you'll agree with me on this. There are no expectations in terms of performance or quotas, or it's not like that. It is, you do you, become the best version of you that you can, share it. And my gosh, if you inspire a few people, then, like, number one, the world's a better place because of it. And number two, then you should be rewarded by that. And that's where the compensation plan comes in. And if you guys are number people, we can go all into the numbers. But just know that the income potential is very much there. People within our team specifically are 6-figure earners. You know, it's very, very possible to make a very good income doing this if that's what you want to do. Obviously, like I said, you have to be diligent with the time that you're spending. You have to be intentional with the things that you're doing during your business time. And it does take hard work if you want to build a big business. And if that's what you want to do, we can support you because we've done that. And if you're someone who just wants to kind of get your toes wet, then that's perfectly okay too. No right way or wrong way to inspire people. If you're the kind of person who is kind and you've shown up for this call, which is, testament enough to your personalities and your values, then you've got something to give to other people. And the fact that you were invited to this call means that we see that in you as well. So any other questions, Becky? I know you just kind of popped on. I hope you can hear me, my friend. But anything specific that you guys want to go over? Anything that you've wondered about? Anything that scares you, maybe? Jen, what made you nervous before you started? I know we chatted a couple times before you actually decided to bite the bullet, which is always the way, by the way.
For me, so like I'm the type of person who I get very overwhelmed with stuff. So just like the thought of taking on one more thing for me was like, yeah, no, I'm good. So that was like initial hesitation. The inviting people was like really scary, reaching out to them.
What was scary for you about that part of it? Like, what were your thoughts?
I think like with it, just I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a confidence piece, right? So you kind of have to just, I don't know, I say like get over yourself, but just kind of like suck it up and be like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to say no thanks, or they're just not going to respond, which personally drives me like absolutely nutty. Like just be like, no, I'm good, thanks. But I guess like that fear of like rejection or like everybody's gonna say no to me. In reality, not everybody will say no to you, just like 99% of them. But there'll be a percent that says yes. So just kind of like sticking with it and driving through and not letting like the no's get to you. That was like, yeah,
it's very much a mindset thing, and that's why we focus so heavily on personal development. And like Jen is like the epitome of the ideal coach, because she just dives so deep into personal development in such a great way. Like I'm like such a proud mama because she is growing personally every day. Like it's just like we said the other day, we're like, oh my gosh, the number of light bulb moments that she's having, in her life, because she has become a coach and promised that she would dig into her personal development, is like crazy. And with regards to kind of that fear of rejection or that judgment type of fear, everybody has that. And so 2 things to do with that. Number one, it doesn't last forever. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Once you've sent your first few invites and you've done it, it's like, well, now I've done it, so whatever, And then the second thing is like, you're going to get to a point in your own personal journey where you start to feel like, and this is where I was, and I know this is where Jen was, it's like, it's selfish for me not to tell people that they can do this with us, right? Like this has changed my life so drastically, and so many girls on our team, that I'm like, who am I to keep that back from people? Like I would rather them be like, no thanks, than them look at me down the line and be like, gosh, I wish you would have told me that I could do that with you. Like that gives me like the chills. Like I just want everyone to know that they're welcome. We have a spot for them. They can do this with us and they won't be alone. And in a year of filled with aloneness, this has been like such a great time to be a Beachbody coach. And sort of on that topic, I want to really briefly talk about some of the things that are coming up down the line, because this is the time. When I say this is the time, it's like I'm like bursting with excitement. This is the time to become a Beachbody coach. I'm going to tell you why. In the next 3 to 4 months, We have so many humongous things that are coming down the pipeline through Beachbody, never before seen things. We have a brand new fitness program coming next month, which is great. We have that twice a year and it's always very exciting for people. But this one's actually going to focus on teaching people proper form in their workouts. It's not just going to be a ton of squats, but it's going to be explaining functionally how to properly do it, which is such a missing piece in our industry. So that's going to be huge. Number two, we have a brand new flavor of Shakeology, which we have not had for so long, and it's cookies and cream, and people are going to eat it up, literally, pardon the pun. Number three, we have what we call BOD Interactive coming. So this will be kind of like a Zoom where you're doing your workout, but instead of pressing play on Shaun T's workout, Shaun T is on the other end of the screen saying, hey, Michelle, squat lower, Steph, you're doing great. Don't give up, Anita, you got this, Becky, go, you know, can you imagine? I'm like so gonna fangirl and just like faint. Like it's ridiculous, right? This is what a lot of people were saying. I don't like at-home workouts because I like to engage with people. Now we have a way for them to engage with people. Okay. The fourth thing that's coming, and I have like goosebumps thinking of this, is hands up if you've seen everybody and their brother posting about Peloton on your social media lately since lockdown. Everybody. Okay. We are now getting our very own super trainer who is a cycling trainer, and we are getting our very own cycling bikes. So that means that now we are going to be direct competitors for Peloton for way less money. We are going to have bikes that are available to our clients that have a 10-inch screen on them. It's going to be exactly like the Peloton experience, but so much more affordable. And this is going to be something that's going to be on the same platform as BOD. So guys, this is going to take over the industry like by storm in a couple of months, in a very few short months. It's set for mid-fall. So the importance of getting in now is so huge, because what's going to happen is when all of this stuff is released, everyone's going to be going, okay, how do I get in? Our goal is for your name to be the first thing that pops into their mind. Oh my gosh, I remember Steph's been talking about all these at-home workouts she's been doing. She's been posting super consistently. Like, I know she's always doing it. You're going to be her go-to person, right? Or Michelle, like you're going to, if you start coaching and posting and, you know, not even like building a big business now, but just showing up consistently and positioning yourself to be the one that's the go-to fitness person on your friend's social media, who are they going to come to when all of a sudden all of these awesome things hit the market, right? That's why now is the important time, because we don't want, not that we don't want, but if you start deciding to build your business and launch your business as a Beachbody coach in the middle of all of these big launches, you haven't built any credibility yet. It's like the coaches who come out on, they say, this happens every year. Mark my word, Jen, you're going to watch. I want to start a business. I want to start helping people. I want to leave a legacy, but I'm going to just wait until January 1st because that's when everybody wants to start a fitness program, right? I can't launch a business on January 1st and think that I'm going to have people's trust enough for them to join me. They're going to join the person who was showing up 3 months ago, who I know is going to be there because she shows me that she's there for her fitness and for her community every single day in her social media. So if this is something that is kind of on your heart or it's sort of on your mind and you're thinking about potentially going down this road, I would highly, highly encourage you to start putting yourself out there consistently now. You're already doing the work. Like Jen said, you're already showing up and putting your posts in our group every single day. Why not put it on your social media, build a little bit of traction, build a little bit of trust and engagement with your people so that when all of these incredible launches happen, you've already established yourself and it's going to happen. And I made a post about this, maybe it was even today. And it goes along the same thing. Like, I want people to know that this is a business opportunity now because I don't want them getting mad at me a few months down the line when my business has taken off and they didn't know that they could have gotten in, right? So that's all I want you to know today. I want you to know, if you take nothing else away from this, that there's no expectations of you. You set the pace. What you want to do, we do, right? That's it. You don't have to be perfect. People don't respond to perfect. Nobody wants to feel like they are being judged by someone who is 100 steps ahead of them. And there's no wrong way to start your business. If you want to start your business and literally just post your workouts every day on your social media, then that's perfect. You will gain traction doing just that. So we're gonna run out of time in just a quick minute here, but I will ask one more time if there's anything you guys want to chat about. You guys are so quiet. I hope that you're like picturing it. I hope that you're picturing it, right? Like, I hope that you've kind of seen yourself in this role, maybe seen your family with this kind of additional income or additional confidence. Like, I can't believe the things I'm teaching my girls just because I've been on this journey myself, like super important lessons, my goodness. All because of this community. So, all right, I'm going to let you go. We are going to touch base with you down the line. If you have any questions, please reach out first. Again, there's no wrong time to do this. So if this is feeling like the right decision for you, we are super happy to help kind of you along with that process. But if not, that's okay too, right? Because we are here for ourselves first. And I just love seeing all of your awesome faces in our BOD group, which is going so well already in June. It's making me happy. So thank you so much for giving us your time, you guys. I want to be super mindful that it's been half an hour. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And no questions are off limits. So brainstorm, shoot us your questions. We'll be happy to chat more. Okay.
Send them all the stuff.
Yeah. No, done. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Thank you.
You're so welcome.